My dear students, you all ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are all well. By the grace of Almighty Allah, my prayer for your good life and peaceful life for your personal life, peaceful life for your family life, peaceful life for your social life, peaceful life for your environmental life. This is my prayer to Allah for you. Dear students, today I would like to discuss on poetry. First, I would like to define what is poetry. Poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. It is the all branches of knowledge. It is the first and last of all knowledge. It is as immortal as the heart of a man, says romantic poet William Wordsworth. Poetry is both music and song. It is the image of man and nature, says William Wordsworth. Poetry is the criticism of life, says T.S. Eliot. We should know poetry is the major part of literature. In ancient time, when man did not know how to read, at that old period, they would recite poetry. Suppose in Ayam Jahiliya period of Arabian countries, when our Prophet ﷺ was born, at that time Arabian society were uncultured, they were barbar, they were ignorant, they were uneducated, but their poetry was highly developed. Very remarkable period for poetry. Same case for every nation, for every country. Poetry is the image of man and nature, and when men were ignorant, when they did not know how to write and how to read, they would recite poetry. So, we can say poetry is the most ancient form. In Shakespearean time, we know Shakespeare is a world famous dramatist, but he has written all his dramas in poetic form. Same case in ancient time, all forms of literature were written in a poetic form. In Shakespeare's time, if we go through Shakespeare's drama, we see these are all poetic form. these are all written in a poetic form. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer. Quoted from Hamlet by Shakespeare. Give every man thy ears, but few thy voice. Quoted from Hamlet. Why should a dog, a rat, have life, and thou no breathe at all? Oh, my Cordelia! Quoted from King Lear. As flesh to wanton boys are we to the god, they kill us for their sports. Quoted from King Lear by Shakespeare. Shakespeare's contemporary dramatist is Christopher Marlowe. He has written some dramas. His dramas are also in a poetic form. If we go through Dr. Faustus, written by Christopher Marlowe, we see total drama is poetic form. In the last scene, we say, hills and mountains, come, and fall on me, and hide me from the heavy wrath of God. Towards the end of the drama, we see Faustus has uttered at the time of his death, my God, look not so fierce on me. So, we can understand all kinds of literature in ancient time were written in a poetic form. So, we can say poetry is the most ancient form. It is the major part of literature for every country, for every nation. Poetry is very much important. Poetry, we see our remarkable poets Rabindranath Tagore, Kazi Nazrul Islam, Jivanananda Das, Michael Madhusudan Datta. They are all remarkable poets, and they are very much well known to our society. Poetry is a part of our life. When Shakespeare wrote some poems, I would like to go through this poem and discuss it in prose order. Before going through Shakespeare's poem, I would like to go through another modern poet, T.S. Eliot. He was an American poet. For peace, he migrated from America to England. But he says there is no peace at all in England or European countries, which he has mentioned in his poem, All Europe is Burning with Lust and Sexuality. Then he looked for peace in India. He studied Gita, which he has mentioned in his poem, Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. That is peace, peace, peace. Actually, there was no peace at all. T.S. Eliot says, when all human beings or we human beings die, we go to graveyard, and this graveyard is also very much terrible place, which he has mentioned in his poem. The cemetery is also full of horror. That is, there is no peace in this world and even after death in the next world. So, according to T.S. Eliot, our problem in this world and even in the next world. Dear students, today I would like to discuss a poem of William Shakespeare. Actually, Shakespeare is mainly known as a dramatist, but he has written some poems also. His poem, the title of this poem is Under the Greenwood Tree. Under the greenwood tree, who lives to lie with me and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. He who doth ambition shun and can love to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. Dear students, in this poem we see Shakespeare also desires for peace. Not only T.S. Eliot or William Shakespeare, all human beings expect peace. For peace, we are trying to do everything. But in a true sense, we do not get peace. This is the ironical situation of our human life. William Shakespeare in this poem says that in woodland area or forest area, is a comfortable place because there is no relation of urban life. William Shakespeare desires to say urban life is not peaceful. Urban life is artificial life. Urban life is mechanical life. Real life is found in woodland area. That is why he has written in this poem, and he tries to get real peace in the woodland area or forest area. First he says, under the greenwood tree, who loves to live with me and turn his merry notes unto the sweet bird's throat, come hither, come hither, come hither. That is, the poet desires to say, if we go to forest area, we have to get peace and peaceful life. But at the same time, the poet says, we have to avoid ambitious life. We should lead ourselves simple life, normal life. Then we may get peace. And he invites the people, those who are seeking simple life, who can avoid ambitious life. Shakespeare invites that kind of people to come to forest area and to get real peace. He also says that only two problems here. One is rough weather, another is cold weather. In urban life, we know we can live comfortable life, we can protect this rough weather and winter cold life. We can live standard life in cities and towns. Even we can use AC in our apartment. We can protect cold weather, we can protect rough weather, we can protect winter, cold weather. But in forest area, there is no situation to protect this winter and rough weather. That is why, first of all, the poet says, a must avoid ambitious life, and he should lead simple life, and he has to face two problems. One is winter, another is rough weather. If he can manage himself to getting these two problems, winter and rough weather, the poets invite that kind of people to come in the forest area and to live here. And that forest area here, he shall see no enemy. Life is very beautiful, charming, attractive. Where there is modern life, there is no life. Where there is no modern life, there is life, says one famous English professor. This is the fact. Modern life is not life, it is lifeless. It is dead life. It is life in death, a living death of the modern wastelanders, because man has lost his passion, that is his faith and God and religion. This decay has resulted in destruction. That is why modern life is not life, it is a dead life, it is a living dead life, a life in death. Though we have a sense, T.S. Eliot says, the people of modern life, they have a sense, but it is senseless sense. Because of lack of religion, they lead a destructive life. Okay, dear students, I would like to conclude here. Thank you all.